Please God, the poor may exert themselves and strive to earn the means of livelihood. This is a duty which in the most great revelation hath been prescribed unto every one. And it's accounted in the sight of God as a goodly deed. Whosoever serveth this duty, the help of the invisible one shall most certainly aid him. He can enrich through his grace whomsoever he pleaseth. He verily hath power over all things. Baha'u'llah.
I render thee thanks, O thou who hast lighted the fire within my soul and cast the beam of thy light into my heart, that thou hast taught thy servants how to make mention of thee, and revealed unto them the ways whereby they can supplicate thee through thy most holy and exalted tongue and thy most august and precious speech. Thou knowest, O my Lord, that I am but one of thy servants. I have tasted of the sweetness of thy speech and acknowledged thy unity and thy singleness, and have set my face towards the source of thy most excellent names and the day star of thy transcendent attributes, and wished to be enabled by thee to immerse myself beneath the ocean of thy oneness and to be submerged by the mighty waters of thy unity.
O thou who art the Lord of Lords, I testify that thou art the Lord of all creation and the educator of all beings, visible and invisible. I bear witness that thy power hath encompassed the entire universe, and that the hosts of the earth can never dismay thee, nor can the dominion of all peoples and nations deter thee from executing thy purpose. I confess that thou hast no desire except the regeneration of the whole world, and the establishment of unity of its peoples, and the salvation of all of them that dwell therein. Baha'u'llah.
I magnify thy name, O my God, and offer thanksgiving unto thee, O my desire, inasmuch as thou hast enabled me to clearly perceive thy straight path, hast unveiled thy great announcement before mine eyes, and hast aided me to set my face towards the dayspring of thy revelation and the fountainhead of thy cause, whilst thy servants and thy people turned away from thee. I entreat thee, O Lord of the kingdom of eternity, by the shrill voice of the pen of glory, and by the burning fire which calleth aloud from the verdant tree, and by the ark which thou hast specially chosen for the people of Baha, to grant that I may remain steadfast in my love for thee, be well pleased with whatsoever thou hast prescribed for me in thy book, and may stand firm in thy service and in the service of thy loved ones. Graciously assist then thy servants, O my God, to do that which will serve to exalt thy cause, and will enable them to observe whatsoever thou hast revealed in thy book. Verily thou art the Lord of strength. Thou art potent to ordain whatsoever thou willest, and within thy grasp thou holdest the reins of all created things. No God is there but thee, the all-powerful, the all-knowing, the all-wise.
He is the most holy, the most glorious. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. Praise be to God, the Lord of all the worlds. O Lord, my God, my haven and my refuge, how can I befittingly make mention of thee, even with the most wondrous words of glorification or the most eloquent odes of praise? O thou almighty and forgiving one, aware as I am that the tongue of every eloquent speaker doth falter, and every expression of praise from either human pen or tongue is confounded in its attempt to glorify but one of the signs of thine omnipotent power, or to extol the single word that hath been created by thee. Indeed, the wings of the birds of human minds are broken in their attempt to soar up to the atmosphere of thy divine holiness. And the spiders of idle fancy are powerless to weave their frail webs upon the loftiest summits of the canopy of thy knowledge. No recourse is there for me but to acknowledge my powerlessness and shortcomings, and no habitation is there for me but in the depths of poverty and privation. Verily, powerless to comprehend thee is the essence of understanding. Confession of shortcomings is the only means of attaining thy presence, and admission of poverty is the source of true wealth. O Lord, graciously assist me and thy sincere servants in our servitude to thine exalted threshold. Strengthen us in our supplication to thy divine holiness, and enable us to be lowly and submissive before the door of thy oneness. Make firm my steps in thy path, O my Lord, and illumine my heart with the effulgent rays shed from the heaven of thy mysteries. Refresh my spirit with the stirring breeze that wafteth from the paradise of thy pardon and forgiveness, and gladden my soul through the reviving breath diffused from the meadow of thy holiness. Brighten my face above the horizon of thy unity, and grant that I may be reckoned as one of thy sincere servants and numbered with thy bondsmen who stand firm and steadfast. Abdul Baha.
From the sweet-scented streams of thine eternity, give me to drink, O my God. And of the fruits of the tree of thy being, enable me to taste, O my hope. From the crystal springs of thy love, suffer me to quaff, O my glory. And beneath the shadow of thine everlasting providence, let me abide, O my light. Within the meadows of thy nearness, before thy presence, make me able to roam, O my beloved, and at the right hand of the throne of thy mercy, seat me, O my desire. From the fragrant breezes of thy joy, let a breath pass over me, O my goal, and into the heights of the paradise of thy reality, let me gain admission, O my adored one. To the melodies of the dove of thy oneness, suffer me to hearken, O resplendent one, and through the spirit of thy power and thy might, quicken me, O my provider. In the spirit of thy love, keep me steadfast, O my succorer, and in the path of thy good pleasure, set firm my steps, O my maker. Within the garden of thine immortality, before thy countenance, let me abide forever. O thou who art merciful unto me, and upon the seat of thy glory, establish me, O thou who art my possessor. To the heavens of thy loving kindness lift me up, O my quickener, and unto the day star of thy guidance lead me, O thou attractor. Before the revelations of thine invisible spirit, summon me to be present, O thou who art my origin and my highest wish. And unto the essence of the fragrances of thy beauty, which thou wilt manifest, cause me to return, O thou who art my God. Potent art thou, to do what pleaseth thee. Thou art verily the most exalted, the all-glorious, the all-highest. Baha'u'llah.
O thou handmaiden, aflame with the fire of God's love, grieve thou not over the troubles and hardships of this nether world, nor be glad in the times of ease and comfort, for both shall pass away. This present life is even as a swelling wave, or a mirage, or drifting shadows. Know thou that the kingdom is the real world.
O God, my God, this is thy radiant servant, thy spiritual thrall, who hath drawn nigh unto thee and approached thy presence. He hath turned his face unto thine, acknowledging thy oneness, confessing thy singleness, and he hath called out in thy name among the nations, and led the people to the streaming waters of thy mercy. O thou most gracious Lord, to those who ask, he hath given to drink from the cup of guidance that brimmeth over with the wine of thy measureless grace. O God, assist him under all conditions. Cause him to learn thy well-guided mysteries, and shower down upon him thy hidden pearls. Make him a banner rippling from the castle summits in the winds of thy heavenly aid. Make him a wellspring of crystal waters. O my forgiving Lord, light up the hearts with the rays of the lamp that sheddeth abroad its beams, disclosing to those among thy people whom thou hast bounteously favored the realities of all things. Verily, thou art the mighty, the powerful, the protector, the strong, the beneficent. Verily, thou art the Lord of all mercies. Abdu'l-Baha.
O Lord our God, we are helpless. Thou art the Lord of strength and power. We are wretched. Thou art the Almighty, the All-Glorious. We are poor. Thou art the All-Possessing, the most generous. Graciously assist us in our servitude to thy sacred threshold, and aid us through thy strengthening grace to worship thee at the dawning place of thy praise. Enable us to diffuse thy holy fragrances amongst thy creatures, and strengthen our loins to serve thee amidst thy servants, so that we may guide all nations to thy most great name and lead all people to the shores of the glorious ocean of thy oneness. O Lord, deliver us from the attachments of the world and its peoples, from transgressions of the past, and from afflictions yet to come, that we may arise to exalt thy word with the utmost joy and radiance, and celebrate thy praise in the daytime and in the night season, that we may summon all people to the way of guidance and enjoin them to observe righteousness, and that we may chant the verses of thy unity amidst all thy creation. Potent art thou to do what pleaseth thee. Thou art verily the Almighty, the most powerful. Abdu'l-Baha.
O thou Lord of the kingdom, though our bodies be gathered here together, yet our spellbound hearts are carried away by thy love, and yet are we transported by the rays of thy resplendent face. Weak though we be, we await the revelation of thy might and power. Poor though we be, with neither goods nor means, still take we riches from the treasures of thy kingdom. Drops though we be, still do we draw from out thy ocean deeps. Motes though we be, still do we gleam in the glory of thy splendid sun. O thou our provider, send down then thine aid, that each one gathered here may become a lighted candle, each one a center of attraction, each one a summoner to thy heavenly realms, till at last we make this nether world the mirror image of thy paradise.